All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name's Ben. We're here to answer your shooting questions. We got the Dream Team here. Grandmaster Tim.
Hey guys, what's up?
Stealth Team Sig. Yeah. Grandmaster Nick. Orange shirt guy. I don't know. And the only legit-ass shooter here.
Oh.
Matt from CZ USA. What? He is. He's the only legit shooter here.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Hi.
In a pro shooter life, flying you all over the world to shoot grenade launchers.
Shit,
Fucking
I
awesome.
wish.
All right, today, here's the question, guys. Ben, I was just curious how much improvement you and the other GMs on the podcast see year to year. 2013 Ben, or I imagine 2013 Tim against 2015 Tim, whatever. If you're in the same match today, do you feel confident that you'd beat this guy? So 2 years or so, how much improvement do you think? I think the most improved award would go to you, Nick. Yeah?
I've made big strides every year. I feel like I have. So.
Well, can you quantify these big strides? Because I'm sure you can, because you're an engineer and a nerd. So I'm sure you can quantify this.
I can quantify it from 2014 to 2015.
Okay.
Looking at nationals results. So I look at nationals. It's pretty much the gold standard. You got a lot of really good shooters there. So one way I quantified progress was to look at my nationals percentage and how deep the field was in 2014 and compare that to 2015, and I can see that I increased 4% relative to the winner, and I also.
But is it really that simple?
One absolute spot, 12th versus 13th, in a much deeper field.
Is it that simple though? So I mean that's one
it's
match.
It's never that simple. It's if you're gonna pick a match to look at though. That's
Or let's say your gun breaks. Let's say your gun breaks in 2016. I hope it doesn't happen. But let's say your gun breaks at nationals in 2016 or something. Okay. Then what do you fucking do?
Okay, so it's not a real skill test. So then I'll just look at other matches, I guess, really that have the highest level of competition there. But
so you would
I measure skill. Yeah,
you don't really measure it based on. So you're looking at just purely match performance, year on year. You're not talking about how you do in a practice setting, and you're not talking about club matches. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. What's your approach to this, Hopkins? Would you kick 2013 Matt Hopkins' ass?
It's tough to say. I think I would beat him for sure.
What? You beat him for sure?
Yeah.
What if you had to shoot a Glock?
I'm not allowed to shoot Glock.
Okay, so forget that then. But you'd beat him for sure. 2013 Matt, you'd smoke him.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you know?
I don't write anything down,
Just
so.
Unmute yourself, fucker. There you go.
That feeling, I don't really write nothing down, but I definitely think I would.
Jesus. I'm so glad we talked to Nick first. That feeling, I don't write it down. Boom. Over and out. Tim, what do you think?
I've gotten a lot more analytical with just my practices and how I kind of look at results and analyze results. And I don't necessarily look at match performance because match performance can vary from match to match. So, and also, it's never always the same core group of guys all the time that are at the top of the heap. So it's hard for me, especially shooting single stack, it's hard for me to just look at match performance as kind of the be-all, end-all for looking at my progress. To answer the question, yeah, I mean, I know that 2015 Tim would probably stomp a mud hole in 2013 Tim. A lot of the things that I saw just over the last year especially has been a lot of confidence in shooting moving targets and swingers, activators, those kind of things. I'm a lot more confident with myself now, like with steel, and those were things that I was a little more unconfident with before. I shoot not necessarily like splits and stuff like that matter, but I'm a lot more confident like with shooting splits, shooting transitions. Grip tends to be a lot better, especially considering like the beginning of the year. I know you and I and Matt trained a little bit on that back in April, and it was brought to my attention that I had some grip issues and things. And those were things that just made me go back and look at things, how I was doing it before.
Matt was being a real dick about that, wasn't he?
Oh, I mean, he was.
He's like, bro, you're shooting too slow. You've got no recoil control. What's up?
So, but those are all things I've constantly analyzed, again, not just in matches, but more so in practices. So looking at numbers and times and part times and things like in dry fire, I'm not necessarily seeing big improvements there, but the dry fires, especially like part times and things, is all about beating a specific par. So, and that's, dry fire has kind of always been my strong suit, but in live fire practices and things, I'm just noticing way more accurate hits, way more confidence in my accuracy and speed at even further distances than I ever thought was necessary even a year ago. So, I mean, kind of looking at as a whole, oh yeah, I see huge leaps of improvement. So.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you guys. I feel like I'm a lot better than I was in 2013, both in a match setting, major matches. I don't really shoot too many club matches, so it's hard to say there. In a practice setting, I'm definitely a lot better than I used to be. I mean, I have written down metrics and drills to prove that. I'm sure that I'm better in both technical skill and in sort of mental match management skills than I was just a couple years ago. But here's the interesting thing to me. This kind of jumps out at me. It's obvious to all of us that all of us are getting better, yeah?
Yeah.
But maybe from the outside looking in, so if you just if you shot pretty casually, you don't really attend too many major matches, and you just kind of look at major match results, especially like nationals area matches, you see sort of the same names near the top. The spread doesn't change a whole lot. The names, change places and stuff, but it's basically the same people. Maybe new guys move up. Maybe some other guys, get old or fat or whatever, or quit practicing, whatever. But it doesn't seem like a whole lot's changing. Maybe from the outside looking in. Is that a fair assessment, Matt?
I definitely agree with that.
So
I think the whole average skill level increases every year too.
That's what I'm getting at. So you think the field as a whole is getting better?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but you also, you want to improve relative to the field. So if the whole field's getting better and you're getting better at the same rate as the field, are you really getting better? I mean.
Well, yeah, you're getting better. You're just not. You're just not going to do better.
In absolute terms, I guess you are, but it's not going to pay off in what you're really looking for.
Well, it kind of goes back to the thing that we've preached to guys for a long time too, where you can't necessarily just look at your match performance based on against everybody else, because everybody has to shoot their own match. The only thing that you can change or that you can improve is your own performance. That's the only thing you can really look at. So I think the same can be said for measuring your improvement level as well too.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly true. But I think the field, especially with production, there's so many, I think, more guys shooting it now than ever. It's much tougher to win. Winning an area match used to not be super hard, like 10 years ago. I mean, you could take down an area match without a whole lot of work, and now it's like, holy shit, that's gonna take some effort. So I guess you have to go to Lim 10 or whatever if you want to win area matches. I don't know.
I thought he was going to. Never mind.
What's that?
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be real nice. Not gonna say.
Pistol caliber carbine?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah, you fucker.
Carry optics.
Carry optics. There you go.
Switch on over to carry optics.
Coming January 2016. Both those divisions.
Oh my God. You look at Hopkins. Look at the way Nationals played out this year, and you fucksticks. You guys can't actually think that adding more divisions does not hurt people.
What do you mean?
Look at the way Nationals was. The way it was like kind of diffused and all over the place, and people were sort of generally dissatisfied with any Nationals they attended because they were all over hell. Because
it's a different issue. National needs to be one event.
Yeah, but if you put it all together as one event and you've got 8 different divisions, then the heat's all spread out.
No, you can't have it all in one event.
I think it should all.
That's
be
a terrible
one
idea.
event.
One event, 20 divisions. Good luck with that.
One event.
We're gonna have pistol caliber carbine,
Let's
rifle
just call
caliber
it-
pistol.
Let's just call it SCCA. Jesus Christ, guys.
SCCA. Yes,
We're going from.
they did this with cars.
It doesn't matter. I mean, really?
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
We're way
getting
off
back-
topic, but
Yeah, we are way off topic. Getting back to it, yes, the field's gotten a lot better. Okay, next question. Here's my dumb question. When running a live fire practice, do you load the mags all the way up or just 10 rounds? From a time perspective, it seems like I could get a lot more accomplished quickly loading to 18 rounds, but then I can see a drawback of training with a mag that probably weighs 50% more than anything I'll be using in a competition. Yes, I actually sit around and ponder shit like this. All right, I'm going to answer first. It depends. It depends on what I'm doing. So to expedite training, I'll often load up my magazines to their full capacity. If I'm practicing something that it would matter how much ammo's in the gun, like doing a lot of reloads, something like static reloads for USPSA style stuff, then I oftentimes won't fill up the mags. It just depends what I'm doing. But I think more often than not, I probably fill them up just to save time. Tim, this is probably a really boring topic for you with your single stack, huh?
Everything's filled to capacity for that thing. So, yeah, it's like everything for me is like, yep, filled to capacity, good to go.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Nick, I'm sure you have a system for this.
Yeah, I actually do have a system. It's probably going to pan out.
Yes! You got a system for this, baby.
I mean, it's probably similar to what you do. But honestly, if I'm doing something, with a fixed number of shots, like a Virginia count exercise of some sort, like a bill drill or whatever, I'm going to fill the magazines up or filling them up to a number that's going to let me run the drill twice or whatever. So I'll put like 12 in the magazine to do 2 bill drills, so I don't have to reload. If I'm going to be doing any kind of a field course or anything that requires reloading, then I load to 10 because I want the correct weighting of the magazines, like the guy's talking about. So that's pretty much my systems about how I go about it.
All right, Hopkins, I'm guessing you don't have a system for this.
I weirdly actually do. I do it just like Nick says. If I do a bill drill, I'll do it, or like whatever to the 6. So I'll either load 6 or 12 or 18. But otherwise, I load 10 on everything else.
So, I mean, to save time under certain circumstances, you fill up the magazines.
Yes, makes sense.
I don't find it affects me too bad to have the gun weigh more or maybe a little less when I draw it, but for reloads, the magazine weight seems to kind of factor in. So I make sure not to fuck around too badly with that.
There's one more thing I'll add. I forgot to mention before. One thing I like to do in practice, if I have like a stage setup that's 18 rounds or less, I like to compare the time it takes me to run the stage with reloads and without reloads. So sometimes I'll just load the gun up, shoot the stage without reloads, and then shoot it with production reloads at 10 to compare times and see how much the reloads are costing me time-wise.
Or more often not costing you, yeah?
Right. Hopefully not costing me. But yes. I compare movement times with and without reloads in a stage-type setting. I like to do that.
Well, all right, guys. Another bang-up show. If you have a shooting question you want to send to us, to benstoeger.com, email me your question. It'll probably make it on the air because, as you can tell, we're not terribly picky.